Pleasantville. First of all, I want to thank you all for the support that you gave me after I shared my mental health journey in last week's episode. I'm so glad that so many of you found it helpful. Remember, Break the Hold has 2 classes coming up. One is for parents and one is for residents. You can go to bthbreakthehold.org. So this week, we thought we'd liven it up and give you something to look forward to. Live theater! Not just on Broadway, but it's coming back to Pleasantville, and you can get involved. Do you want to be a spectator, a creator, or a performer, or all 3? The whole village is getting ready for Pleasantville High School's production of Seussical. In addition to our high school students working so hard at rehearsals, sets are being built, costumes created, and auction items are being procured. They always need help and support. Please contact FOPA, Friends of the Performing Arts, at pleasantvillehighschoolfopa.com. Tickets go on sale February 1st. The shows are in March. Also, our amazing community theater ARC Stages is really pulling out the stops. February 4th is opening night of the musical See What I Want to See on ARC's professional stage. Come see these professional equity actors do their thing in our little village. The quality of these shows always blows me away. On February 15th, submissions are due for ARC's Adult Playwriting Festival. Maybe give it a try. They just want 1 to 10 pages. I bet you have some story to tell. April 1st through 17th will be the community stage production of Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime. Audition and callbacks were last weekend. Come see your friends and fellow residents in this play. All of the showtimes and ticket information is on their website at arcstages.org. But in the meantime, the Radius Gallery at ARC Stages has just opened a photography exhibit by Pleasantville photographer Chad Kraus called From the Wings, Broadway Behind the Scenes. We were fortunate enough to have Chad come talk to us about what it's like to have such an intimate view of Broadway productions. Check it out. What's up, Pleasantville? We get to be here with Chad David Kraus, Pleasantville's awesome photographer that has this amazing exhibit at the Radius Gallery at ARC Stages, and it is called From the Wings, Broadway Behind the Scenes. And I figured it would fit nicely in our discussion of what's going on here regarding theater. And I'm going to let him sort of explain to you what it is. Hi, Chad. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thanks for having me.
And so, I saw the exhibit already because it opened yesterday, but I want them to go and check it out, and I would love for you to kind of explain what they're going to see and like how it all came about. Can you give us a little history of it?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I guess maybe I should start from where my life all began.
Oh, I would love that. Yes, for sure. Right, so you were born where?
I was born in New York City.
Okay.
Upper West Side of Manhattan, and grew up in the 70s and 80s in the city when the city was a lot different place than it is today. But kind of to tell the story of how my life is what it is today, I think some background definitely is awesome. My dad and my mom were both in the arts. My dad was a professional musician. My mom was a professional dancer. So I like to feel and think that the arts were always ingrained in me.
Yeah. Genetic.
And I grew up into acting, so on the stage and in front of the camera. Mm-hmm. I did a lot of commercials and voiceovers as a kid.
How old were you when you started?
6. I was 6 when I got my first commercials at Swanson's chicken TV commercial, and I still remember my line.
What was your line?
My line was, "I want white meat. I want white meat." That was it.
What do you really like, white or dark?
Actually, dark meat.
Yeah, I'm a dark meat girl.
Yeah, good drumstick. So I did a lot of acting as a kid. I was in a children's theater company in the city for a number of years, founding member of a children's theater company that's still around today called TADA, stands for Theater and Dance Alliance. And I went on to high school performing arts, LaGuardia, and then I went to a conservatory for theater arts for college called Webster University in St. Louis, Missouri.
Okay.
So I was always, always into acting, always into the theater and film and TV. And then after college, I did not want to be a struggling actor. So I still kind of stayed in the arts by working for a record label for many years. And then kind of as often happens in life when something just kind of crosses your path, I was photographing a bunch of just things that I loved, my kids growing up or family vacations, stuff like that. And I've been shooting as a photographer since I was 12, just as a hobby and a passion. And then I went to my cousin's daughter's bat mitzvah, which was, I guess, probably about 14 years ago now, and took a bunch of photos for the fun of it and sent them down to my cousin. And she called me and said, "These are better than the thousands of dollars I paid to the professional photographer." So that was my light bulb moment, as it were, to kind of see what I could make of it, and get some side gigs, still while working for the record label. Never really expected it to
take over,
to turn into a full-time business, and it just did. So over the years, it was just a lot of word of mouth, and just being a personable type of guy at private events, and nowadays we do about 100 bar and bat mitzvahs a year.
Wow!
And about maybe a dozen or so weddings. And some corporate events and galas and nonprofits and stuff like that. But it's Do you have a crew that works with you? Yeah, I do. I have 5 photographers that now all shoot for me and shoot as leads. So there's some weekends where we have 5, 6, 7 events all in the weekend, and I can't shoot them all, right? But I can get to usually 1 or 2 of them, and then my other photographers will shoot the others.
And do they have a similar aesthetic to you, or? Yeah,
I've always been very, very particular about who I have representing my name and my brand. I want others that are families that are booking my studio to have a photographer with them that has a similar aesthetic to me, a similar style, and not just the types of photos that they capture, but a big part of my studio is that clients have a great experience, and
great personalities too.
So you want to have someone with you that you connect with, that's fun, that's energetic, and
definitely, and
can draw the true emotion out of you,
right.
And really capture those moments. Whereas if you have a photographer with you that is just kind of going through the motions because that's how they pay the bills, but they'd rather be taking pictures of mountains in Colorado, it's going to shine through in the photos, right. A lot differently than if you've got someone with you that you enjoy having there. So anyway,
tell me about Broadway.
Yeah.
How in the world did you go from bar mitzvahs to Broadway?
That should be on my cards. Bar mitzvahs to Broadway.
Right. You're welcome.
Thank you. That'll be great. It really it was kind of fortuitous and just kind of fell in my lap. Thanks in large part to my brother. My brother is a managing partner at a digital marketing firm in New York City, and their main clients are Broadway shows, and they do all of the digital marketing and social media marketing and promotion and web design for a lot of the shows, and
they hire photographers.
Hand in hand with that, they need content for the social media channels. So in speaking with my brother and the team at his company, one of the things that we talked about was it would be really nice to give theater goers kind of a view behind the scenes of a Broadway show, and not just see what they always see when they're sitting in the theater, right? Not just see the actual production or stills from that production, but kind of see the whole process of what brings a Broadway show to life.
What goes into the show.
So we a lot of the photography that I do for a lot of the shows is over the course of a year, sometimes 2 years. from the first rehearsal, which is called a meet and greet, where the whole cast and creative team are all together in one room for the first time.
Like kind of a read through
and just getting to know each other and all of that. They're usually shown production sketches, right, and costume design and stuff like that. So they can get psyched about what they're going to be putting together and presenting to the world.
And then are you kind of a little fly on the wall, or do you actually like kind of get in there? And stuff?
A little of both. So there are times where being a fly on the wall is definitely what I want to do. But oftentimes I'll start out when I'm in there for the first time and meeting everybody. I'll get to know them and similar to when I'm shooting a private event. I want to get to know who I'm photographing. I want them to get to know me so that there's a comfort level there, and they're not feeling like they have to put on something for me when I'm photographing them. So the other cool thing is a lot of the shots that I'll get when I'm at rehearsals are not just of the rehearsal process itself, or not just the director working with them or the choreographer working with them or them running through a dance number or a scene. But I'm there for the breaks and kind of those moments between. So
you're like really hanging out with them.
Which is neat. And some of the photos in the exhibition right now going on at Radius Gallery are of that as well. It's not just the rehearsal process and scenes, but it's some of these kind of candid, fun moments. I loved those. Yeah.
So, just so you guys understand, at Radius Gallery at Arc Stages, it's a wall. And it kind of goes from these beautiful, they're all about the same, they're all the same size.
They're all the same size. They're all 12 by 18s,
12 by 18 and framed.
And matted.
And it goes from black and white all the way transitioning into color. And it's these really incredible scenes of...
It's like Wizard of Oz.
It's
amazing.
from black and white to color. And this but I ended up purchasing black and white ones because they just struck me. Oh my God, they were so... emotional. It really evoked a response from me. And I've enjoyed your work for a while, but like I said to you before, it was like I see it on my phone, a little tiny. Oh, those are so cool!
Yeah. Like it is really cool.
He gets to be at what is it? Wicked in the back. Oh my gosh! And so tell us a few of the shows that you've done.
So some of the shows that are currently represented on the wall at the exhibition are Wicked and Jagged Little Pill, and from an after party from Hamilton.
There was the cool Lin-Manuel Miranda
and Jonathan Groff. Right. So that was cool. Pretty Woman, which was on Broadway right before COVID hit.
Those are the ones I got. They're very, very sexy.
They are cool shots. Those were definitely fly on the wall moments. But those are great. And then and I believe Beetlejuice is up there as well, and MJ the musical, which is a brand new musical that is currently in previews on Broadway and opening on February 1st.
Okay.
And most likely do a long run. It's an incredible show.
Is it really? Is it all Michael Jackson songs? Or?
It is, but it kind of takes you through his life from childhood, Jackson 5, and also delves into kind of his relationship with his father, which was very traumatic at times, and kind of informed, I think, a lot of his artistry, which is really cool. But some of the nights, it's spectacular. It's really spectacular.
Oh wow!
It's quite a show.
Well, I mean, you could honestly even become a reviewer now too, since you get to see all these transformations.
It's really cool.
And then, have you gone back to reshoot it too? Like when, let's say, like Waitress, you end up getting a different character each time, or after like another star.
Yeah, a lot of times. So most of the shooting that I do does, as I said, starts at at the first day of rehearsals. We'll oftentimes go through several rehearsal days. I'll come in as the show's progressing. I'll oftentimes be there for the final run through before they move onto the actual stage at the theater, and then a lot of times I'll be there for technical rehearsals and then certainly first preview and opening night cast parties, Tony's after parties, a lot of really fun stuff.
Fun.
Yeah, and
I know. I was like, I feel like I need to be your assistant.
Yes. I get asked that quite a bit.
I bet you do.
It's fun.
But what a fun life. And do you ever take your family to come and meet these people and stuff too?
Yeah, my kids are definitely the beneficiaries of me being behind the scenes and working with a lot of the shows. From getting comps to shows and taking, before COVID, I was able to take them backstage a number of times to actually meet the cast backstage after the show. Now with COVID, they're being a lot more strict and restrictions of, who can come backstage and whatnot. Hopefully we'll get back to that. But after Jagged Little Pill came back to Broadway after COVID, I did take my two girls to see that before. That
was such a fun show. I saw it. I loved it.
Great show.
I really loved it.
And I brought them, even though I couldn't bring them backstage, a couple of the actors came and met us off a couple blocks away.
That's nice. So you still got the my dad has an in treatment.
Yes. Yeah, makes me seem like a really cool dad.
I bet.
They normally.
Do you ever want to jump up on there and just break out in song on the stage because you've got that little background?
Yeah, I might feel the itch, but I'm good. I'm good photographing.
You could do it at ARC Stages and audition for a community stage.
One day they keep asking me.
Yeah, definitely.
When I have bar mitzvahs every Saturday.
Oh, that's true. It would certainly run into that. Okay, so tell me, how long is the exhibition running, and how do people get to see it? Or actually tell them.
Yeah, well, I'd love for everybody to come and see it. It's a really cool exhibition, and I was excited to see it just because, as you were alluding to earlier, with most times I only see my photos on a computer screen or even on my phone or whatever I'm doing it. So it's really kind of spectacular to see them up on a wall, matted and framed, and telling a whole story. And as we were talking about the black and white to the color, so all the rehearsal shots are all black and white, and then when you move onto the stage, that's when the burst of color happens.
What a cool idea! Printing them that way. What a nice
but it runs through April 30th, and you can certainly see it anytime. Hopefully, you all will be going to see ARC shows that are coming up. I know there's a professional stage equity show that is about to launch, and then they're doing auditions right now for Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime for the community stage. So anytime you're coming to one of the shows, obviously you'll see all the photos up there, and then even on other days, I think oftentimes they're open, and you can
if you mask up, you can go and check them out.
Yeah, and then our other hope is that we will do, because of COVID, we did not do kind of a traditional opening reception with food and drink because we wanted everyone to be masked the whole time, especially right now with the current wave. So we had a Q&A instead, and a viewing. But then I think in late April, our plan is to do a closing reception with food and wine and all that good stuff.
Oh, good. That's fun.
Yes.
All right.
Well,
I will let you guys know when that happens. And thank you so much for coming and talking to us and getting to know us a little bit.
If people do want more information about my studio, they can go to my website, which is my name, chadkraus.com, ChadKraus.com, and certainly see a lot of my Broadway work on my website as well, and certainly a lot of bar and bat mitzvah work and weddings and family portraits and all that good stuff.
Yeah. And I wanted to say too that I really appreciate that you made the price point for the photos it's very reasonable, and that you're donating to ARC Stages too.
I wanted it to be accessible for everyone.
Yeah, it's accessible and it's not intimidating, and just emotional.
I would love for people, there's so many theater lovers out there and people that and have missed the theater over COVID. It speaks to me to be able to have people experience the arts, not just in the way that they're always used to doing it, and also having missed it and realizing how precious and fleeting it can be, and as so many things in life can be, and as we've learned over COVID, that it's nice to have the opportunity to have a piece of a show
Theater
that they might
history,
love,
really.
and theater, and some that's also behind the scenes that they wouldn't have normally ever seen before.
Right.
And tells a little bit of a story.
I love it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Bye, Pleasantville.
Bye.
Well, that's a wrap on this week's episode. If you're feeling inspired and want to come check out the studio, please reach out to us, pctv@pctv76.org. We're always looking for more ways to get the community involved. And remember, PCTV is your community voice.